It's Thursday night. There's no football on tonight.
Nope.
But we're here anyway. Welcome to Big Blue Beards. I'm Sergeant Mayhem. My boy Monte Cristo is here.
What's going on, folks?
And as you may know, Big Smooth is not on the show tonight. Shout out to Big Smooth. We miss you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
But
Miss you, bud.
We've got a guest that's just as big. And you know, it's Big Dash Nose.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, Big
How's
Dash?
it going?
Dash, welcome.
I've been
Thanks
growing
for
my
stepping
beard
in.
for this.
Preparing for the moment.
I love it. Verified. Bearded, verified.
Oh, man. So what's going on, guys? We excited?
Playoffs, baby, playoffs. We
Exactly.
are going to the playoffs.
Going to the
I said we were going to the playoffs. Monty, you said we were going to the playoffs.
Yes, I did.
Dash said we're going to the Super Bowl. He laid out
I
the
did
plan.
say
If you
that.
haven't seen that video, go check it out on his
Respect.
YouTube page. Dash, how you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling fantastic, man. We clinch. This game means nothing, but you guys know how much I hate Philly, so I still want to beat Philly. I still want to beat Philly this week, man.
And they look beatable right now, I got to say.
They're wounded. They're absolutely wounded. Let's put them out of their misery. That's what I'm about.
Nice.
I'm down for it.
We're down for some roasted bird this week.
Exactly.
All right. So before we start talking about Philly, let's talk about Indy. Gentlemen,
Okay.
this was the game that we've been wanting for I don't know how long.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
I thought it was 2006 for a minute there. It was, we went out and stepped on the necks of the Indianapolis Colts, and we did not let up for a minute.
Nope. Man, that was a great game. I mean, I never even made my prediction last week, but I was gonna say that I was expecting I expected a good game. I really did, but I thought it was gonna be something like a 17-3, like close to a shutout, not quite
Okay.
gonna be a decent game, but our defense is gonna show up. But holy crap, we scored over 30 points, guys.
Yes, we did. Yeah, I had it at I predicted it like 21-13, something like that. But yeah, they gave me even more than I wanted in that game. And it's like Strahan would say, we stomped them out.
Yeah,
We stomped them
did.
out for sure.
And it felt like it was even great to see. It felt like we almost came like full circle with it, where it's like really when we needed to put them away, fucking Landon Collins came and got that pick six. Bring me back to the London game against the Rams. Like I brought it all back. I'm like, we're back, baby. Fuck that boat picture. We're back.
Yeah. No, exactly. I thought like I said, Landon Collins to come back the way he did with that big interception. It's just it was fantastic to see, man. It was very fantastic to see. And like you said, in that London game, I believe he had 2 picks in that London game too.
Yeah, I think that is true. That sounds right. He had the one though where he looked like a running back and he was just breaking tackles and took to the end zone.
And he just stumbles into the end zone right at the end. Yep.
What about you,
And
Sarge?
we learned
What
a
do you
new
think of
word.
it?
We learned a new word this week. Hold on. I got it right here. We learned a new word. That new word is Tibbetts Snow Angel.
Mr. Strickland, you gotta use both arms, like me.
That is hilarious, man. As much as people hate it, man,
Dude,
that is hilarious.
it was, like at the time, it was just like I was just like, bro, stop! Like he
too
was just
good.
like hitting
Yeah,
him
he
with
kept
his
going.
arms. Like,
He kept going.
It was.
I didn't even
longest
notice he was hurt.
celebration.
I didn't even notice he was hurt because
Ugh.
Thibodeau just kept going. And then he looked at him and did it like 5 more times after he looked at him.
I was like in shock what was happening because I was texting some friends. One of them was at the game, and I got a message right before that play that was because I had a stream, so I was a little behind. It's just like, oh no, they brought out like the stretcher immediately. I'm like, what's going on? I see the hit, and I just see him doing it. I'm like, oh no, stop, Kayvon. He's dead already.
They didn't even block him.
Yeah, he
No.
was clean.
Thibodeau was just clean and just.
He could have hit him even harder if he
He
wanted
could
to.
have. He could have.
I'll say though, there was all the reaction. I got it to an extent and stuff, but like the where I am with now with it, it's like, look, if Nick Foles was genuinely hurt, Kayvon would be getting killed right now. He would be everybody, be the biggest enemy number one in the NFL. But look, you go back to it, what happened, he didn't even like break a rib. He's quote unquote really sore. It's football, guys. Like it is what it is.
Yeah, the way he looked, I thought it was broke. The way he was just moving
I
around like
think
that.
I think I tweeted something about while Nick Foles is counting all his new extra ribs, Kayvon's just doing snow angels.
I was saying like that was the longest 10 seconds of my life. Just
Wasn't
like it felt like 5 minutes of snow angels. Like, when is he gonna stop?
It's like he's gonna stop eventually, right?
I'm surprised he didn't get a flag. Like that can be considered taunting because he's so close to him, even though he didn't know at first.
And how long it went. Like, I mean, if he did it for, I mean, how many more seconds do you think he could have done it before they threw a flag? Probably not many.
I think actually the rule is 10 seconds, and he actually did it for 11. So it should have really been a penalty or something like that.
He didn't get up till the trainer came. The trainer was out there.
I think that's when he realized something was wrong because he's just looking straight up at the sky, and then like, wait, oh, okay. Somebody came over and tapped him and like, come on, get up.
I think it was
he had like one little
tapped
peek over. He was like,
he did. He looked. I saw it, real time. I saw it.
But I mean, seriously though, he may just counting Mississippi's in his head, making sure he didn't. He went over by a little bit, but I don't know. They probably really were going to call the flag if he did that any longer.
I mean, it was plenty long enough though.
Yeah, but I mean, anyway, I mean, I don't care. I don't want. The only thing I don't want is Kayvon to like get run out of town with this bullshit. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Outside of that, I don't care. I'm laughing my ass off looking back at it now that I know Nick Foles is okay.
Yeah. As soon as he gets his next sack, they'll forget about it.
Yeah. I'm assuming Pat Leonard had something to say about it, but I wouldn't know because I'm blocked.
I'm also blocked, but I
saw Trey Wingo said something about him too, though.
Spelled his name wrong.
Yeah,
I think they did that on purpose.
I think so.
Everyone's was really mad
like
that
some kind of
he didn't know who Jeff Saturday was.
Yeah.
So I have a theory about that, and I actually just because somebody commented on something, I made a comment on something Authentic posted, and somebody tweeted at me earlier, and I said to them, I'm like, you guys know that what he means by that is he knows who Jeff Saturday is, but there's no personal connection there.
I had the same thought.
I don't like, I know you, but I don't know you. You don't know me, kind of thing. I mean, he's not like Kayvon's not a stupid guy. I mean, he's a smart kid. You know who Jeff Saturday is.
At the very least, as the coach of the
you
team
don't know me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like I don't. You bark all you want. I don't know you.
Yeah, no, I think the same thing. Like, maybe he doesn't know Jeff Saturday, the player. I mean, he was like 12 when Jeff Saturday retired, which is crazy. But like, as far as like, he knows the head coach they face. Like, he's just. I agree with you. I think it's I don't know him. Like, if I don't know you, your opinion doesn't matter. But it's not just like It's just like I'm not. If you're not in my inner circle, I don't care.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Yep.
Which is how a lot of people should be. Mind your business.
Exactly.
Stay out of my mentions.
We had a couple of really good players that game. I mean, Kayvon's been on a tear lately. Somebody else has been on a tear lately. Someone we've been decently negative on the show about is Daniel Jones.
Hold on. Negative? I don't think so. Critical?
Critical.
Yes.
That's fair.
Negative, no.
That's
You know?
fair.
And
Critical
hey, man,
it's a fine word. Critical
it is
nice.
it's important. There's a very big difference. I don't hate Daniel Jones.
I love Daniel Jones. The person, I love Daniel Jones.
I don't hate Daniel Jones as a person. As a person, he seems like a really nice kid.
I really
right?
want him to work out here as a person.
I don't
think he's
hate
great
Daniel
for us.
Jones as a player, right? I don't. And we've talked about this, Monty. You know this.
Mhm.
Okay. The problem that I have with Daniel Jones is the inconsistency.
Mhm.
He's not consistent, right? However, over the past 3 weeks, you have seen that consistency.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay. He's making good decisions with the football. He's making his reads in a quickly. He's getting the ball where it needs to go. He's throwing in the tight windows. He's being consistent. This is all I wanted. I got what I wanted, and I'm happy.
And
And
I'd
you can be happy.
argue, yeah, and I'd argue that
right.
he was. Oh, I'm sorry, but Josh, but
No, go
yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
I'd argue that he was consistent to an extent before, but the consistency was more in just doing the game plan. Now we're starting to see them put the ball in Daniel Jones' hands and him make plays happen. You see him making those tight window passes that I feel like I haven't seen like maybe since like rookie year Daniel Jones. He's really just been really trying to avoid turnovers and just being a safe. And now he's kind of starting to do both. I know the passes aren't deep, but he's really starting to put those on a rope. He's moving with his legs. He's keeping the ball away. He's, knock on wood, he's been staying on the field. I don't even want to use the word right now, but
the H word.
But exactly. But I've been happy, really happy what I've seen of Daniel Jones in the last few weeks, and this game really kind of put a bow on it. Really was a statement game for it. What'd you think of it, Big Dash?
Yeah, one thing I'll say is he seems comfortable, even more comfortable, and he's actually making the plays. He's making the plays out there, the plays that need to be made or the plays that we have to make. He's extending plays with his legs, but he's not just taking off and running. He's actually looking to throw the ball. So I think it's an evolution. We're seeing an evolution. I hate that it's the 4th year, but better late than never.
Yeah.
It was all I've been told that my whole life, better late than never.
Yeah.
And right now we have a playoff berth. The big decision. I know you guys are probably gonna get into that later about who's playing, but if he's on a roll like that, keep him on a roll. That's my opinion. And what you were saying, Monty, about the deep balls, he's not throwing those deep balls a lot, but you see the passes are getting deeper though. It's not the 6-yard check downs. He's going 15, 20 yards, 25 yards, so he's getting a little bit deeper. So I like what I'm seeing so far, and you notice the more that he's playing, the less of a role Saquon Barkley is getting.
Yeah.
Which it should be like that. Saquon should be the complement to the quarterback. Not to Daniel Jones, but just the quarterback. Running back should be, just an add-in to what the quarterback is doing. And we got one of the best running backs so that when he does get the ball, good things happen.
I very much agree. What about you, Sarge? What do you think about?
Definitely, Dash. Definitely. So Smooth and I had talked about this and in the group in our group chat, in that before you would see when DJ starts moving in the pocket and he starts he's getting flushed and he's got to move a little. When he throws, it's kind of like a little bit of a duck, and it's usually low, like knees to ground, right? But now, even in the past couple weeks, this past 3 weeks, you see him kind of, when he starts rolling out to either side, he's putting the ball in a spot where only his guy can get it. It's either on the numbers at the belt line. He's not throwing balls into the dirt, or guys have to like reach down and try to catch it, or the touchdown throw to Richie James was a little low. He kind of dropped down to his knees to get it, but that was also partially, he knew he was going to get hit, so he was securing the ball. But you're not seeing that as much. He's putting the ball on guys where they need to be. So yeah, man, you're starting to see that that comfort level and that comfort level will bring consistency.
Yeah, and I think you guys both brought up a good point with as far as his pocket presence, because I said it the other day, is I think that's one thing I've really noticed above everything with Daniel Jones from his rookie year to now, how much he's grown with his pocket presence in so many ways, and just the sense of manipulating the pocket. He just looks like a true veteran in there. But also, I remember things that were coming up after his rookie and his sophomore years. I remember listening to like podcasts with Dan Orlovsky, for example, and he was talking about quarterbacks and how that's the hardest things for quarterbacks to develop, is to be able to sense pressure, be able to move away with it. That's something that's kind of just like inept, and it's like, or not inept, but just in you. And that's something that you kind of have to have, and it really does not typically change a lot with quarterbacks. He says you don't see a big like leaps and improvements. I don't know about you guys. I think Daniel Jones has been an exception to that, where it seems like he's holding onto the ball and he gets hit. It seems like he's feeling the pressure and he's using it as a chance to run. Yeah, I mean, as like Doug like said, I feel the exact same way. It is his biggest improvement, and it's just something I didn't think he could improve on. I didn't think it would be able to take this big of a leap. I thought he'd get better, but not this much.
Yeah. The one thing that I also to add to that was I always was critical of his anticipation. You know, he's waiting for guys to get open, and if you notice the last couple of weeks, that ball is on the receiver as soon as they get out of their cut, as soon as they get out of their break, the ball is on them. And like I said, these are all the things that we've been waiting to see: anticipation, pocket awareness, and it seems to be all gelling together. And it's crazy too, because in the beginning of the year, we still had a little bit of question marks about pocket presence, and stepping up, in the pocket. But when you got bad center play, you can't really step up in the pocket. So it's kind of hard. And he was ready to get out of there, but I don't know what happened between, maybe he started eating Wheaties for breakfast the last 3 weeks, but he is on. He is on now. He is absolutely on.
Yeah, man. I think the pocket presence has really just been a huge thing. And like you said, early in the season, I did see, like, I remember just going, like, he looks scared right now. He looks scared. He doesn't look comfortable. He was just immediately trying to run away whenever he felt pressure. He was immediately trying to throw the ball away. I remember in the really early games, I saw that a few times, and it was just on it for a full couple quarters. He would have that situation. And that seems like it seems so much better. And I'm just ridiculously impressed with him with that over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. And it's okay to be impressed.
It
doesn't mean you want to pay him $40 million if you're impressed, but it's okay. That's a whole nother argument.
Oh,
I'm happy. I'm happy with them, man. The Giants are in the playoffs, man. I'm happy. I'm happy, man. Whoever gets us there gets us there.
As a friend of the podcast likes to say, free.
I go back and forth with him about that too.
Yeah, that's an interesting conversation that you bring up there, Dash. Do we want to have that conversation now? Because we can have that conversation now.
We can have the conversation. To me, it's no longer free. It's the playoffs. The playoffs, there's a price to pay when it's in the playoffs, and that Super Bowl is sitting right there. So it is no longer free. Hopefully PTA is in here too, man.
So, I mean, I don't know what you guys think about it, but I'm still a little bit on free, but in the sense of, this is how I'm looking at it. Look, I know that we're overperforming this year, and yes, we are given a chance here. And the way I see it, and I know we're going to talk a little bit at some point about the start-sit stuff, but the way I see it is, we are not going to win any of these games off our talent alone. There is many more talented teams in these playoffs than us, but I think we are going to have to go into this, win it with coaching, win it with just playing our hearts out for this team, and playing with confidence. And we are just going to have to go in there and put all the chips on the table, and don't worry about trying to play anything safe at this point. We're in the playoffs. You're only going to win if you are putting everything into the table and going for that Super Bowl. That's how I feel about it.
Absolutely.
So while we're still on the topic of this past week's game, right? As you guys may remember, last week we gave away Pests. Now, our contest winner has just joined us. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first ever winner of Pest Seats. I don't know how often he'll do this. Welcome, Jenna, onto the program. Jenna, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing
Not
good.
too bad.
How was the game?
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It was incredible.
So who'd you take with you?
Me.
My dad.
There you go.
How's it going? How's it going,
There you
Lee?
go.
Oh, well,
How you
thank
doing,
you
sir?
guys. How's everyone there?
Doing good.
There
Oh,
was
we're
a
happy.
bit of a, the typical family who's taking who.
Uh-huh.
chat. So my sister ended up coming, but she bought tickets in a different section.
It's hard to choose between my girls who to go. I can't do it, so they just all came. It was easy.
There you
There you
go.
go. Saves
There
an
you go.
argument.
Yes.
Saves an argument. Yes.
Can't play favorites when there's more than one. That doesn't work.
No. If anything, I'll stay home then. Safer, smarter.
See? Wisdom.
All right.
That's wisdom there.
All right. So Jenna, right before the show, sent us a bunch of photos and some videos. So I'm gonna roll through some of these photos. Jenna, why don't you tell us what we're looking at here?
Oh, okay.
All right, give me a second. There you go.
So that's my sister and me.
Nice. All right.
Um,
Excellent.
Yes. That's that was after when we were leaving the stadium, they had changed this like screen to have the we're in photo. So
Nice.
it was
Nice.
lines and lines of people trying to get a photo in front of this. So, I took one with my sister, my dad, my fiance, and we all just took a bunch of photos.
He also came to the game.
Yes.
That's awesome. Whole family outing.
Yes.
All right.
So this week they did, it was the O-line and like offensive players. So it was just like I took individual pictures as they ran out.
Excellent.
Got the
So
Nick Gates right there.
It was great.
this is
a great view.
the Big Blue Beards comeback player of the year, Nick Gates.
Oh my God. So happy for that guy.
And we got the guy, Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. And then who's that? Isaiah Hodgins.
Yes.
Yes,
He
a
got
little-
smoking there.
Isaiah Hodgins. What a
The
great
smoke-
pickup he
smoke's
was.
Good. That's a really good picture.
And then we got a little bit of a video here.
That's awesome, guys. So
That's awesome.
So how are the seats? How'd you like the seats?
Oh, beautiful.
and the weather was fantastic.
Yes.
You don't get weather like that in January usually. So
55
really-
degrees in January.
And the
That's
sun
fantastic.
hit directly on those seats.
That's
Directly.
awesome.
In between
That's
the
just-
states,
that's
there was
just
a
talk.
moment that looked like this. Oh, the sun. Let myself trying to get a little tan going, even if it was January.
Nice. So I guess right before they introduced the whole team, LT came out and rang the bell. What was that like?
Yeah, so they did, they do the promo video and the team came out and then they did the offensive players. And then, everyone just was waiting for the flag was coming out. And then they were unravel, like the season ticket holders were doing the flag. And it was just very relaxed. And all of a sudden they were like, surprise, surprise. The fireworks started going off again and they introduced LT and no one knew he was there. It was like,
Oh wow.
and because of it was right in front of us and there's even more smoke than for the players. And it was very exciting. He came running out. He was so excited and then went straight to the bell and kick off for the game.
I want to ring
Did
that
you-
bell one day.
Yeah, right. Did you know right away it was LT?
Yeah, well, right away they announced him and the smoke started and
Okay.
it was very exciting. And then also I would say it was in the fourth quarter, I believe, Justin Tuck was announced.
Wow.
He was in the suite and he got on the camera and said, it's the fourth quarter and tried pumping everyone up. It was cool to see him there too.
I don't know. By the time the fourth quarter happened,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody needed to be even more
No,
pumped up.
it was a Very exciting.
He wanted us to finish strong.
Oh,
The
well, yeah.
energy to continue and all that. It was great. The atmosphere was fantastic, but it was more of a pleasure that we didn't have to nail bite towards the end.
Yeah.
That really pretty much halfway through the third quarter, maybe even earlier, we knew we were going to win that game. Started doing they're not scoring 21 points, but they can barely score 3 kind of thing. So we were very comfortable. And when you're at the stadium, an opportunity to see your team go to the playoffs doesn't happen often, but when it does, and it's a blowout on your behalf, it's an easy one. Oh wow, the atmosphere is fantastic. There's a lot of excitement, people high-fiving, congratulating people you don't even know from a hole in the wall. It's fantastic. Yeah,
That's incredible.
A lot of energy.
It sounded loud watching on the TV. How loud was it?
It was loud. It was very loud.
It was 6 years in the making loud.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You weren't waiting for that.
Yeah, I bet.
We haven't had an important game like this in quite a while.
It looked packed out there too. Was like no seats available, right?
No
seats. And I'd say, we've gone to games before, and it's always a good mix of out of town people.
Yes.
And this game, thankfully, was almost all Giants fans.
That's fantastic.
And in the past, not just, I know from we've tried to go to division games. Obviously, it's always half and half. We got to some games that were random other teams, and they're somehow always I feel like whatever tickets we end up buying, wherever we sit, is the out of town section, and we're always like, why? It was all Giants fans, and that was very nice.
That's awesome. Well,
That's
playoff
awesome.
Party.
Yes.
I guess I have.
You guys
one more
tailgate
thing.
at all?
No.
So I'm not a big fan of tailgating, to be honest with you. I believe I'm there to watch that football game, and so I like to go there just on time. I'll stay a little after, but I'm really just about watching the game. Been watching it since I'm 9, so it's been about 55 some odd years, so it's a long time.
We've been raised. We in my family refer to this as our second job. Going to a game, watching a game, it's a job. Showing up for work, very serious.
And people say, enjoy the game, have a good time. I say it all depends on what they do. To me, it's like a job.
I believe it.
It's not like the Patriots where they're going to the playoffs no matter back in the day. Kansas City now, Buffalo now, all those things. It's not like that for us. So it's a job to me. It's very stressful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm great.
Fantastic. So did you participate in the DJ chant?
Yes.
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 That we do.
Of course. Of course. It was very exciting. It goes off the field and you start to hear it's begin, and you're like, are they chanting for Daniel Jones? And it's exciting. I mean, I know there's some, you guys were talking about it before. Some people don't love him.
I don't understand.
Where I work, my boss, it's funny. When I interviewed for my job, we talked more about sports than what my job was. And to this day, he jokes he really would love to not win so that we could in 4 years get Arch Manning. That's his dream. And I'm like, stop.
No,
and he does not care for Daniel Jones. And I always, when I do go into the office, I'm like, but why not? I personally have always liked him since he come from the biggest college for sports, for football. Basketball's different. For football. And I don't know, I've always, something about him. He's like a little mini Eli.
Well, he had one of the best.
If you go back to Phil Simms days, it took him 3, 4, 5 years to start to feel that winning football. Also had to overcome injuries, missed sometimes a full year, similar to Daniel. Not that he missed full years, but he got injured. Takes a while. Not all of them, Patrick Mahomes steps right in. But it takes a while to learn. And in fairness to him, 4 different systems.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. That's a lot to ask of someone.
Yeah. I mean,
a lot to ask of someone to learn 4 different systems. A lot to ask of someone. I don't know every team. I know a lot of other teams, but I'm going to go put it out there and think the Giants may at this moment have the worst receiving core in football.
You said maybe.
I think that's
maybe.
I mean, you mentioned Hodges before. He came from a practice squad. James from a practice squad. Shepard, okay. Some of the guys who were supposed to be the better of the ball players. Galladay, I don't know where he's disappeared to. All of a sudden, he can't play football. He doesn't know how to play.
He needs 76 catches this weekend for his bonus.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't get it.
He might actually get it.
So if you go down the road of every team, you're asking this guy to learn his fourth offensive system to go into what would be third and fourth stringers for other teams.
Mm-hmm.
Third best. Like Shepard, not Shepard. Sterling, what's his name? The guy.
Slayton.
Slayton, yeah. He's starting to come on. If he was our third best receiver, okay.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
our best receiver. So that's and he's playing behind the line that even though he's playing a little better, still getting hammered. It's not to ask of a guy and then say, well, I don't think he's going to be any good. You know, they get rid of him. He's going to go to somewhere else and watch him shine. He's going to be top-notch quarterback. He's already starting to show that a little. Let him stay with Dabo for a while. Let him stay with the offensive coordinator for a while. Add some talent in the receiving corps. I think this kid's a keeper.
Yeah, and
I agree with you. I have a question for Lee.
Yes.
New Jersey or New York?
New York.
New York.
New York.
They're the New York Giants. Is that what you asked me?
You know where we're from?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking where he's from. Yeah.
New York.
New Jersey,
New York.
New York.
New York.
Oh, New York.
I'm from Jersey originally, so I hear it in your voice.
Yeah,
I hear it in your voice.
Oh yeah, total New York. Yeah, but yeah, I thought you asked me should we call them New Jersey Giants?
Oh no,
New Jersey.
New York.
No.
Absolutely. It
We
wouldn't
can
even look
call
right.
them the New Jersey Jets, though. We could do that.
Don't do
I'm
that.
hoping the Jets take that this year. Next year, they're up. One of the teams have the right to buy out of being in the stadium. I'd like to see the Jets go where they build a new stadium. Giants stay. You got to keep that live because they put a lot of money, but put a little extra piece to them. Get some Giant Stadium knowledge back on there. I loved it better when it was called Giant Stadium.
Yeah,
I think we all did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'd like for them to keep that bland 2-team stadium. We go get a fresh new Giant Stadium that's built for us.
You want a dome? You want a dome?
Yeah.
Huh? This time?
Well, let me ask
That's
you
another
this.
conversation.
We have two teams about 11 years ago build this stadium. And then subsequent years, you see other teams, singularly teams, build other stadiums. Look what their stadiums look like. And look at how did they think this was okay?
We
And
spent-
and the people who do have season tickets, they hit them up for heavy dollars.
It's
Yeah.
like
yeah.
I know we're New York City or New Jersey, but like the Dallas built a masterpiece, and we spent $500 million more than them.
Yeah.
LA built a gorgeous.
Yeah, Minnesota. I mean, come on.
They're
And
all
we
gorgeous.
spent more than them, and we
Yeah.
had two teams participate.
And ours
I mean,
looks
from
like
the
an air
outside-
conditioning unit.
Yeah. I mean, from the outside, it doesn't, I heard people call it an AC unit from the outside and things like that. So,
Tuna can.
I had a washing machine.
yeah.
Um,
I've heard prison toilet, but
gosh.
It's just so hard to get. If you're up top, it's so hard to get from your seats and out of your seats all the way back down. I'll say getting out of the stadium's not too bad. I'll give them credit to that. There's definitely way worse stadiums than ours, but
Parking is always interesting at MetLife.
yeah.
Always difficult
The
to get
times we
out.
have gone, it's sometimes maybe we
Old
don't
Giant
know.
Stadium too. The parking wasn't the best there either.
No.
It's true.
No. But really, we should have our own stadium. Come on, we could afford it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Get no arguments here.
Yeah.
No arguments.
maybe if we win another, maybe after 5, maybe once we hit number 5, Super Bowl number 5, we'll splurge on a new stadium with a.
I want it this year, Sarge.
with a
I want it this
dome.
year. I want.
I
the
know
Super
you
Bowl
do.
this
So
year.
do I. Who
We've
doesn't?
gone in other playoff stories, not being by any means someone thinking we were going to win. Look what's happened. So
Mm-hmm.
you can only win it if you're in it, and we are in it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We're in
Got a
it.
ticket to the dance.
Absolutely.
Yes, and it's
Alrighty.
and famously it all starts 0-0 when the playoffs begin.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does. Yes, it does. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys
we
for
are-
the tickets.
Yes,
We are
just want to say
definitely-
thank you for the opportunity. We really appreciate, it, especially that kind of magnitude game. Thank you.
Thank
again.
you.
Once again, thank you to Pest. And we will we'll talk to you guys soon. So all of the videos that you sent, Jenna, and the photos, we're gonna put them all together and we're gonna post them on the Big Blue Beards page.
Okay.
Nice.
I
Twitter.
also
So-
have from where my sister sat. I have her side of the stadium was the other end zone, and
Wow.
it was where most of the touchdowns happened. So I could send you those videos also.
That would be great. Yeah, just send
I'll
them in the
email
email like you did before, and that'll be great. So thank you guys for stopping on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Have a good one.
All right.
Thank you guys. Great talking to you. That was cool.
That's what's up, man.
Hey, that was fun. Thanks
That
again.
was fun.
I said it again. I keep saying it. Thanks again to Pest.
Seriously.
For being so generous with his season tickets.
Yeah, and then letting us
and
help give it away. That was awesome.
And letting us give them away, which was awesome.
How great was Lee right there, man?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Great.
That was a good surprise.
They're
both great.
You don't love the old
They're
school
both
Giant
great,
fans.
Man.
Yeah,
I love it, man. I love
guys who know the history.
Oh man, yeah.
All right,
it's
Monty.
It's a conversation.
Are we moving on? Are we? So now it's time to now that we're done looking back, it's time to look ahead.
Okay.
We're talking about the Eagles. We're talking about sitting, starting. So before we look ahead, we're gonna look back.
How the heck am I going to go into my team and start couching? Well, if this happens and that happens, but if this doesn't happen, and that doesn't work for me. I got a tough time with that.
Oh, the Giants are in the playoffs. They ain't got nothing to play for. Rest their guys so they don't get hurt. These in the playoffs too. Why ain't they got sitting on the bench? But I'm gonna tell you right now, you gonna put them on the side.
Oh man, that's
you still feel
chills,
it, man. Still feel it. Man.
Still feel it.
It's funny when people talk about sitting and all that type of stuff, and I get where both sides are coming from, but I think right there kind of shows you, what do you think these players want to do? Because I sure as hell tell you they don't want to be sitting on the bench this week.
I don't think so either, man. I don't think so either. Especially when the team beat you the way they beat you the first time, and now you're on a roll. I want that game so bad. It doesn't sound like we're going to get it, though, man.
Philly beat the brakes off of us last time.
Old-fashioned butt whooping.
And they're wounded. A little wounded bird.
And now they're hurt. You know,
barbecue bird on the menu.
Was it their star tackle is on IR? Jalen Hurts, we still don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, they're not.
I saw somewhere they were talking about they saw his injury and they're like, that looks a lot like a collarbone. I mean, I don't know if it's a shoulder. It might be a collarbone. Actually, you know who I think it was? I think it was Authentic. I think Authentic said that on his show. But one he falls weird one way, and next thing you know, it's Gardner Minshew again, and Kayvon Thibodeau against Uncle Rico. I like our chances.
Uncle Rico is hilarious. It's hilarious.
That guy is so driving around the country in a camper and Gardner Minshew. It's fun stuff, man. But still,
he's a character, man.
I think you gotta let's go into the playoffs with some momentum. We've already got we're building momentum now. I can understand some of these guys, you play them, limited. Xavier McKinney, he still needs to get back up to game speed. Yep. He's got to get reps in. You rotate him in and out. Adoree Jackson's probably going to be back this week. And again, you're going to put him on a pitch count too, but you want to get him game speed ready for Minnesota. We're not looking ahead. We're not looking ahead, but we kind of are because we really don't need this. Yep. But we can play spoiler. We can play spoiler. We can spoil the Eagles season. No number one seed, no bye.
Yep.
Granted, that means the Cowboys win the division, which I really don't want.
Still feel good to knock the Eagles out of the division.
No matter what happens, it still feels a little dirty. No?
Eagles didn't help us. We're not helping them. A little freeze action.
I think he froze.
But we got you back yet? There you are, Sarge.
There you go.
It's my internet.
You're good, man.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm just glad Washington's out. Major
Yeah.
Tutty.
We don't need
man.
we don't need all 4 NFC East teams in.
Yeah,
But
we said Major Tutty, right?
Yeah, Major Tutty.
Tutty.
It's not even a
Who was
decent
signing
looking
off?
pig. Who signed
Who was
off on
signing
that?
off on these things? Who
Oh,
signed off on the
man.
name, first of all, and then now they just L after L with this stuff, man.
Yeah,
Oh
this
my
whole
God.
rebrand hasn't gone great for him. It didn't start out great, to be fair. Started out with some pretty racist connotations, but it hasn't gone well since either.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I don't get
yeah,
it. I don't get any of
I'm
it.
with you, Sarge, though. With I'm pro play the players. I am very much like, let's start and go into this. But I'm also
I know you've been
like,
fighting about it all week.
I have been. But I will see like the other side to an extent where it's like, look, we don't need to play this like it's a playoff game. We don't need like you're like, oh, you like are limited and we don't know if you go. Just go. We need this game. Not like that. Nothing like that. And like I still be strategic about this. Like, for example, the one guy who I would limit, even if healthy, is like Saquon, because I do feel he plays his best football when his legs are fresh, when that shoulder is rested. I feel like when he's rested and healthy, he plays his best football. So it's less about me worrying about injury for him and more just I want him with the position he plays. I want him to be as fresh as he can be. It doesn't mean bench him, but definitely make sure you lower his carries and work in Breida and stuff more. But for the most part, I mean, like, look, I was alluding to it before when we were talking, is we're not going to beat teams with talent. We are going to beat teams because we are going to get hot at the right time. We're going to come in with confidence and we're going to think that we can beat any team. And the way to start doing that is by beating the best team in the NFC right now and knocking them out of the bye, not potentially knocking them out of the winner of the division. That could do so much for our confidence. And I just don't see where, and I get the injury and stuff like that, but I don't see sitting a week, letting the Eagles beat the brakes off our backups about how that's going to be good, coming in cold and just momentum.
I agree. I agree because they're playing their starters. This game is so important to them. And do you give your guys a chance? Do you give your guys a chance is the question. And like I said, obviously you want guys to play. You want guys to gain experience. But I think that the pros outweigh the cons here. And then really the cons are what if? What if? Not even guaranteed. Is what if somebody gets injured or something like that. It's not. What a guarantee is that if Philly plays their starters and we don't play all of our starters, the chances of us winning that game is slim. Absolutely slim. And even if we play our starters, it's not a guaranteed win for us. But I want to see Daniel Jones because the last 2 weeks Daniel Jones has been hot. And the one thing that people complain about is, okay, it's Indy. Indy is already checked out. And then the week before that, Minnesota has the worst passing defense. They never want to give this man credit. But if you know that the Eagles are playing for everything and Daniel Jones goes out there and has a game against them, there's no more people can say, because that's a defense that has everything on the line that we're going to be playing against. And if Daniel Jones is able to show up like he's shown up the last 2 weeks and even before that, then we really have, that guy in playing quarterback, in my opinion. But like I said, I don't know if it's going to happen. Dable at the end of that game in Indy, he said he's not resting anybody. And I said to myself, that's just adrenaline talking. He's going to get into this week and then he's going to, walk those words back. And sure enough, you see now it's 50-50 who's playing and everything like that. But I agree with Monty. Certain guys that are like limited, this week, maybe you sit those guys out. Leonard Williams has the stinger. Dory Jackson, I do want him to play, put him on the snap count. And but I would not play Barkley. I wouldn't play Barkley. He's too important for playoff football when you need to be able to run the ball. Saquon Barkley is important. And another thing is this: if you do play Daniel Jones, that damn offensive line better be there. All of them.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the thing is if you start DJ, you're starting your starting offensive line, and you're using your regular look.
And I think you're putting your
because you're not going to put him at risk. I mean, if you're starting Tyrod Taylor, there's a pretty good chance that Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal may not play. You might get Matt Pert and Tyree
See, that's
Phillips.
another thing, though. That's another thing. Evan Neal is coming along. He had that injury, and he came back. He didn't have the best game, and now he's hot. Do you really want to rest him completely?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean,
You
again, you're going to put him on a pitch count. You're going to put these guys
There
on
you
a
go.
snap count, and you're going to let them get in there and get that feel, and then, maybe not in the second half. But these guys are dressing. You're not coming in street clothes or sweats or these guys are going to dress, I have a feeling. And then, I think and the guys in the chat bring up a couple good points. Like, what happens if we plays our starters and we still lose? Who cares?
Yeah.
We don't need this game. We're in already.
So I do get what they're saying. Go on. Go ahead.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
The only positive, the two positives that come out of this game, if we play our starters and win, is we screw Philly, A, and then we go to Minnesota with that momentum of a win, right? If we lose, more than likely, most of the starters will be out by then. Like, they're not going to do it. They're going to come out in the second half, and it's going to be Tyrod Taylor, Matt Burita, and Gary Brightwell, and
Matt Pert.
David Sills might actually play again. Who knows? Monty had a scare this week. A scare.
He's back.
David Sills got waived and then back on the practice squad. But you'll see that. I mean, and it's not going to be like, yeah, we gave it a run. Like we got our guys. Our guys are they did their thing for a little while, so they're not like super rusty going into next week's playoffs. And so what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't literally it does not matter. We're only looking for the only positives that come out of this is a 10-win season. That too. We screw the Eagles and we carry the momentum of another win into Minnesota, who we know we're going to beat this time. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it up to Dable and Shane. I'm going to trust the process like I've been preaching. Now I'm done. Monty, make your point.
No, I got you. No, and I ultimately do agree with you. I believe in Shane and Dable, what they end up deciding, but because they are people in chat brought up a great point, because it is true. I think there's a lot of risk with playing it. There definitely is risk. Like, there's a side of it would be worse to lose momentum. I think your momentum loss would be worse if you got blown out with your starters. I think that would be worse than getting blown out with your backups. I think there's the injury aspect. If a major player gets injured for us, obviously that would derail us. Now, on the other side, to me, the way I look at it is if you just choose to play your backups, you're choosing at least to lose some momentum. You're at least choosing to go in a little bit cold. I mean, I'd argue even with the extra momentum lost, at least you're not going into the game cold. But, there's an argument to be made there. And then also you're not getting injuries, which is the most important. That's really why people are saying is they don't want to get injured. But to me, and it just goes back to kind of what I was saying, is that we are not going to go make a true meaningful run if we just go and play this as conservative as possible. That's not the type of team we have. We can't just be like, we have a great roster, let's stay healthy and do our thing and we're going to make a run. We need to put our chips in the table and just start playing for every last breath. And the play, I get we have a little bit of a break here. I'm not saying we have to do that this week, but we're going into this. That's a mentality that needs to be put into our head now. Not that we necessarily have to completely preach it and go by it, but that's a mentality we need to start having. Having this conservative approach is going to do us nothing with how different our rosters are from these playoff teams. So any advantage that we could potentially get, and maybe you can potentially totally ruin, maybe we could totally ruin it by this. I will take the chance because I am looking at making a run here. To me, like I said, this is bonus. Getting the playoffs, we did everything I could have ever wanted. Now I'm looking at a Super Bowl. I don't care about getting blown out. I'd rather win a Super Bowl. Like, I don't think it's going to happen, but any chance I can get, I want it. What are you thinking, Dash?
I'm torn, and I've been torn all week. When we first won the first clinch, I'm like, I'm resting players. I'm absolutely resting players. I don't care who we march out there. And then, I hear other people talking and I'm getting influenced. And then I start thinking about the Philadelphia Eagles and how wounded they are right now. How wounded. They're just waiting to break. And we have a chance to break them before they even get into the playoffs. Take away that bye week. Take away a week of them getting even healthier. That's what I'm thinking about in this game. And of course, if we do beat Philly, that means Dallas wins. And here's the thing, man. We played Dallas close both times. It got away from us at the end, but we were winning against Dallas too at certain parts in those games too. And I'm not as worried about Dallas as I am about Philly. And again, Josh Sweat is out. Lane Johnson is hurt. Hurts is hurt. It's guys that are hurt. And before they even get a chance, because they're looking for that rest, they're looking for that bye week, before they have to play again, because they need to get healthy. And I just want to snap and break their will before they even make it to the playoffs. And that's it's the heart and it's the head. You know what I mean? And I talk with the heart, and I'm always thinking with my head, and I'm like, but we got to stay healthy. But again, I'm thinking about how it works for the Giants. Again, Daniel Jones is my main focus. The man is hot right now, and do you slow him down? Do you really want to slow him down when he's moving the way he's moving? And like you said, maybe it's a half. Treat it like the preseason. Maybe it's a couple successful drives, but I need Daniel Jones to know that he can go against a top defense and put in the same type of work that he's done the last couple of weeks. And if we have a couple of good drives, go ahead, pull everybody. But I want to see us, work against this Philadelphia team, because this is the number one team in the league.
All right,
just
Dash,
like that.
I've got a scenario question for you. Okay, here we are. Jalen Hurts is out for the game. We're going to say that. Okay, he's not ready to play yet. Gardner Minshew is starting. You, as the coach of the New York Giants, decide to play your starters, and you said you told the team in a meeting, you wrote it in stone, we're going to play the starters for the half, for the first half, and then everybody's going to rest, and we'll take it from there. All right, then we'll put in Tyrod and then the backups, and everybody gets to play today. If you suit it up, you get to play. Orange slices at the end. Everybody who's dressed gets to touch the ball. Halftime rolls around, and you're up by 10. Do you stick to the plan, or do you put your foot on the throat, keep the starters in, and win this damn game? Dash.
To me, foot's on necks. Foot's on necks. That's how I feel, man. That's how I feel. Yeah. I want to break. I want to break Philadelphia, man. And like I said, I'm from New Jersey, so I have my hate for Philadelphia might be more than other Giants fans. So some people hate Dallas more, but I absolutely hate Philadelphia. I hate them. And if we're up 10 points, and we're moving, I'm probably gonna keep my foot on their necks, man. And then, it's again the heart and the head, man. The heart and the head, and it's so hard, man. I'm thinking, okay, if we go up 10 points and it's Gardner Minshew, maybe I don't need my starters in there because it's Gardner Minshew. But man, if we have the opportunity to beat Philadelphia, I'm always going to choose to beat Philadelphia. Absolutely, foot on necks. That's where I'm at right now.
Monty, same question.
Real easy for me if I'm Brian Daboll in that situation. This is how I'm handling it. It's not an easy decision, but this is how I'd handle it if I'm him. I already told everybody I'm sitting them at half. That's the plan. We're up 10. I'm going into that locker room. Who wants to beat the Eagles? Do you guys want to go out there? Do you want to keep the Stars out there and beat this team that embarrassed us last time and knock them out of the division? Is that what you guys want? If that's what you guys want, then let's fucking do it. And if that's what they want, let's fucking do it. And I think that's how you rally a team, baby. I think that's how you rally a team.
Hi, guys.
I love it.
What's
Monty, I
on
love
next?
that.
Murder on the field.
It's very, very like 2-point conversion. Like you guys want to go for this against the Titans, and it's like, hell yeah, we do. Let's do
That's
it.
great, man. The coach asking the players, do you want to go ahead and finish these guys? That's great, Monty. I love that.
Now that's what I want to do. Now I want him to tell them that and do that at half.
I'm still going back and forth, even after I said that.
Yeah. It's not an easy decision. I don't envy Brian Dable because you know what happens if he plays the starters and somebody serious gets hurt. It is going to be a nightmare for him, and especially if we lose that next playoff game. I can say all this stuff as a fan where, if we lose, we lose. Like, let's go and try to make a run and do, put the best football we can potentially get out there because we need it. But appreciate it.
I'm telling you.
But at the end of the day, I'm not the coach. I don't coach in New York City, and he will get killed if somebody gets hurt. I mean, just look what they did with putting Adoree Jackson as a punt returner. Like, I don't envy Brian Dable having to make this decision. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But also, if we play the Eagles again in the playoffs, I bet you'd be pretty happy you played them. They're going to play them 3 times. God, you got that experience. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, even if they beat us.
A team 3 times.
Or we beat them and we said we already beat them and a confidence there. If we play the Eagles again, we'll be happy we played them. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But it's tough.
A better
I kind
showing.
of want to play Tampa Bay at some point because they reseed after everything. I kind of want Kayvon Thibodeau to retire Brady.
I'd love to beat Brady.
It's not a Super Bowl run if we're not smacking Brady around.
I thought about that. Too.
It's not a Super Bowl run if we're not smacking Tom Brady around.
You know what? Like I said, if we beat Philly and we knock them out, they have to go to Tampa. They would have to go to Tampa. And, if Hurts is not playing, if he doesn't play against us and his first game back is against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm liking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I had the seating. All right, give me a second. Let me find the seating.
Go for it. But yeah, I mean, that's another thing with knocking the Eagles out. I don't know where Hurts is going to be. I mean, maybe Hurts is totally healthy, but if Hurts is still feeling it, I'm sure the Eagles are praying to get this bye if Hurts, to rest Hurts.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And to make them go play next week.
So
go ahead.
All right, I'm going to run this for you, Dash. If the playoffs started today, according to this is CBS Sports, Dallas plays Tampa Bay, the 4 and the 5.
Who beat them?
We play Minnesota. What's that?
Dude, Tampa ran through Dallas to start the season, so something to keep in mind.
Was that a Cooper Rush game or was that a Dak?
No, that was the first game of the season.
First game
Dak
season.
got hurt.
Oh, you're
that
right.
Game.
That was
I think
Dak.
he got hurt that game, right?
Mm-hmm. I think that's right.
All right. So yeah, Dallas, Tampa, the 4 and the 5. We play Minnesota, Seattle, San Francisco, and Philly with the first round bye. So
I don't want to play San Francisco.
Are we saying it's Philly? I'm sorry. Are we saying it's Tampa Bay? Tampa beats Dallas.
I think Tampa Bay can beat Dallas. Yes.
Tampa beats Dallas. Mm-hmm. We beat Minnesota, and San Fran beats
Seattle.
I think we get Eagles then, right? Because we would be the lowest seed team.
Yeah, we would get the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa would play
San Fran.
Tampa would play San Fran.
Mm-hmm.
Now that all changes if we beat Philly and the 49ers beat the Cardinals, because then the 49ers would be the 1 and Philly would be the 2.
I don't want to play the 49ers.
No, Philly drops.
Philly drops to 5. You're right.
Philly drops to 5.
Actually, Philly drops to 5. Yes,
Philly would
because
be
Philly
Philly
and
would be
Dallas.
fourth. They would still play each other. They would play each other.
No, because Tampa is locked in at 4.
Okay.
Because 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the division. The
Okay.
division
You're
leaders.
absolutely right. Yep.
So Tampa's locked in at 4. We're locked at 6. It's that 5.
Yeah.
5, 7, 1, and 2 are all kind of still in flux.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
No, so if we beat Philly, Dallas wins, and the 49ers beat the Cardinals, Dallas takes the division. The 49ers get the first round bye, and Philly drops to 5. So Philly would play Tampa. We would still play Minnesota because that wouldn't change.
Mm-hmm.
And then
We'd
that
have
would
to play
mean Dallas.
Fran.
That would mean Dallas would play Philly again.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So what
Yeah.
you're saying is we need to beat Philly this week.
I say we need to be Philly, man. We need to be Philly. Can't
Yep.
do that with Tyrod Taylor. I'm sorry.
So, we're getting on the end here. What do you guys think for predictions for this game? Assuming what you think would happen, Sarge. What do you think the score? And do you think we sit or start?
I say this. Brian Dable's a smart guy, right? First year head coach. He got a shot. He's in the dance already. We have punched our ticket to the playoffs. He is going to put his team in the best position to do what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, this team is on a roll. Sunday night, we went into Washington and we beat them. The next game, we were a 61-yard field goal away from going to overtime and probably beating Minnesota. He misses that kick. We beat Minnesota in overtime.
Yep. Momentum.
Then we step on the neck of Jeff Saturday and his Indianapolis Colts. We got to keep pushing forward. Pedal to the floor. We're running the starters out there. It's chicken dinners for everybody. Giants 32, Philly 20.
Okay.
What about you, Big Dash?
I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch my hats and shout out to Big Smooth.
Look at
So-
that.
Right. Let me get it on straight, or it's cocked a little bit. Now, if we play our starters and we play this game to win this game and not just to run out some guys, the New York Giants will beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And my prediction will be nothing crazy. I like to keep it in the 20s. So I'm thinking we win by a field goal in the link, 24-21. New York Giants beat the Philadelphia Eagles. That's what I'll do. Shout out to Big Smooth.
Shout out Big Smooth. All right. So for my prediction, I think they might go into this with a contingency plan where they'll see how this game script's going to go and see how it's going. Potentially, if it starts to get out of hand, there's no reason to keep them on the field in the poll. I don't think that'll happen. I think the Eagles are wounded, and I think we're going to start getting into a battle with this team. And I think we're going to fight this game to the very end. I think we're going to go into halftime. We're going to get a Brian Dable speech. We're going to come out firing. I think history repeats itself, except this time we win. In 2007, we lost 35-38 to New England. We're going to win 38-35. The high scoring shootout game versus the Eagles to win and head into the playoff with momentum. 38-35 Giants.
I like it.
No, crypto, we don't, because we're fans. We don't have to be. We don't have to be. Journalistic integrity does not apply here on my show. Not on this show. Not on any other self-respecting New York
Biased.
Giants program. No.
Not for anybody else to see.
No.
Especially not
Doesn't
against Philly.
happen. Especially against Philly.
I'll save those pessimistic thoughts for myself on the couch.
Yeah, keep them all in here. I will never say it.
Those are called intrusive thoughts, and we don't subscribe to that. So, that being said, we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We want to thank Gemma and Lee for popping on, and I'm going to say this right now. I want to bring Lee back on. Jenna, I'm gonna reach out to you. I'm gonna bring Lee back on, because your dad's a hoot, and we need to have him on the show. He might wind up as like the new Sam Prince. We're gonna get him on everybody's show now. I want to thank Big Dash for sitting in.
Thank you,
brother. The door is always open to you. Anytime you want to join in, feel free. So that being said.
One more thing before you call us out. One more thing. Guys, we have the shirts. I want to show you. Big Smooth got the Daniel Jones shirt we were advertising last weekend. Just take a look at it.
Those fantastic.
Very, very comfortable. It was very comfortable shirt. Nice and soft. It's got that heather material, so it's got all the different materials. Nice and soft. We got Dimes 8. So support your boy. 4 touchdowns in a game. No line. No Galladay. No Shepard, no Wandale, no problem. Last week we had some technical difficulties when we tried first putting the shirt out. I'm going to put the link in the comments if anybody's interested.
The link is also in the show notes.
Also in the show notes.
On the Big Bluebeard's Twitter page.
Fantastic.
So right there, you can't click from here, but it's there.
It's in the chat. Buy a shirt.
There you go.
I'm just going to revest it in the show, guys. So feel free for the show.
One more thing. I'm sure everybody has seen the news today. DeMar Hamlin is awake and wanted to know who won the game.
It's crazy. Beautiful. That was his first thought.
Beautiful.
So that is, and then all of the doctors' lights are on, and we know he's home. So we are still praying for DeMar and his family for a quick recovery. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, buddy. I don't know any other way to end up with that. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you to everybody. Thank you, Big Dash.
Thank you.
Peace
go
out, guys.
Big Blue.
Prayers out to DeMar Hamlin. And let's
Big
go,
Blue
Big Blue.
Beards. Big Blue Beards.
Big
Let's
Blue
go.
Beards.